Welcome to iLecture Online. Now in this example, we're going to show you something that often trips up students. Notice the example on the left and the example, the example on the right and the example on the left. Notice we only have one division symbol here, but here we have two of them. So what we're going to do here is first solve that one, which seems fairly straightforward, and then we're going to solve this one. Now notice that we don't have polynomials here, just numbers, but we just want to show you the rules and how to do these types of things before we get to the more complicated or complex rational expressions that have polynomials in them. So the first thing we want to do here is simply make that into multiplication. So this can be written as 84 over minus 90. Notice we'll leave everything else alone. We don't change anything. 50 divided by 35 and multiply times the inverse of that, which is 18 over negative 16. Now notice this negative sign can be put in front of the division symbol or in front of the 18. It doesn't make any difference. So now let's write that over as a single fraction. This can be written as, and we're also going to factor each number as much as we can, well, not as much as we can, but to the point where it's easier to simplify things. So 84 can be written as 4 times 21. 50 can be written as, let's say, 5 times 10. And 18 can be written as, well, maybe 2 times 9. And divide that by negative 9 times 10. This can be written as 7 times 5. And that can be written as times a negative 4 times 4. We'll put parentheses around it so it's easier to work with the negative sign. Okay, now we can have some fun and simplify as much as we can. The 10 and the 10 simplify. 5 and 5, that simplifies. A 9 and a 9, that simplifies. Let's see, a 4 and a 4. Now we have a 21 here and a 7 here. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 21 divided by 7 is 3. And we have a 2 and a negative 4. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by a 2, that would be a negative 2. Make sure we keep the negative sign. And now I think that's the end. But notice we have a negative times the negative, that becomes positive. So in the numerator we have a 3. In the denominator we have a positive 2. So the final result is 3 over 2. So that was kind of fun and straightforward. But what do we do when we have something like this? We really need to follow the order of operations, which means when we have the same operation here, we must go from left to right. So the first thing we're going to do is write this as 14 divided by 9 times, we're going to then take the inverse, 15 divided by 21 and leave that one alone. Like this. And then we can do it again. We work from left to right. So this is equal to 14 over 9 times 15 over 21 times, now we take the inverse because we're changing a division to multiplication, 24 divided by 35. And now we're ready to try to simplify this a little bit, but I think we can probably write it like this over a single line. The numerator, 14, can be written as 2 times 7, 15, 3 times 5, 24, how about 4 times 6? In the denominator we have 9, how about 3 times 3? 21, that's 3 times 7, 35, that's 7 times 5. Well, let's go ahead and simplify as much as we can. We have a 7, cancels out with a 7. We have a 5, cancels out with a 5. Oop, I said 5, but I meant that to be 1. A 3 and a 3 cancels out. We have a 6 here and a 3, that's a 1 and a 2. And I think we simplified it as much as we could. So this becomes equal to 2 times 4, that's 8 times 2, which is 16, divided by 3 times 7, which is 21, and that's the final simplified form. So here the key is to go ahead and change this one at a time from left to right. So you change this from a division to multiplication by taking the inverse, and then you change this from here, from a division to multiplication by taking the inverse, and then we act the same way as we did on the right and simplify as much as we can. And that's how it's done.